Mathematical International Referee Candidate. Our second referee is Fernando Velarde, National Referee. And now let's meet the starters. First, for the PLDT high-speed hitters. Middle blocker from De La Salle University, number 3, team captain, Mika Reyes. Outside spiker from the University of the East, number 2, Mayan Mendrez. Center from the University of Santo Tomas, number 12, Rhea Timaculangan. Middle blocker from the University of St. La Salle, number 13, Del Palomata. Opposite hitter from De La Salle University, number 14, Mitch Morente. Outside sparker from Arellano University, number 19, Jovi Prado. Starting libero from UE, number 8, Kat Arado. Head coach for PLDT is Rald Ricafort. And now the starters for the Petro Gazz Angels. Center from the College of St. Benil, number 2, Janelle Cheng. Outside spiker from San Sebastian College, Recoletos, number 5, Gretzel Soltones. Opposite hitter from the University of Santo Tomas, number 8, Aizda Maizo Pontillas. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, number 9, Ram Palma. Middle blocker from Juniata College, number 13, MJ Phillips. Outside spiker from Bulacan State University, number 20, Jonas Sabete. Starting libero from De La Salle University, number 18, Cien Cruz. And the head coach for Petro Gazz, Oliver Almadro. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. This is game 2 between PLDT
Starting
and Petro Gazz.
Four league hitters, only 3 players in double digits in that game. We talked about it. Prado with 18, Reyes and Mendrez with 11 each. We're going to need numbers from Del Palomata, Mitch Morente, if they are to make this a more competitive series. In the meantime, for the Angels, no change in the starting lineup and a lethal 5 players scored in double digits for this team. Sabete with 18, Phillips 17, Palma 14, 13 Pontillas, and Soltones with 10. Somehow, some way, the high-speed hitters need to figure out a way to slow down those names here in this game number 2. Now, the first time these two teams met, Mela, both teams scored a total of 113 points equally. It was 2 hours and 42 minutes, and the game ended at 10:20. It was a 5-set win for the high-speed hitters against the Angels. What's it going to take for them to carve out a win here today?
Well, definitely yung consistency, no? Dahil what makes this matchup interesting is because both of them may mga sari-sariling advantage. For Petro Gazz, it's blocking. For PLDT, it's digging. Pero it's a matter of consistency. Just like in that game 1, hindi nila na-utilize isa sa mga steady scorers nila in Mitch Morente because she was just basically inconsistent that day compared to her other games. So here in the semifinals, sabi nga ni Kat Arado, pagka medyo tutulog-tulog, di ba, doon ka madadali. So kailangan talaga yung A-game lagi makikita dito.
Morente, her first attack was an error. That one picked up by Sabete. And down the line, Soltones with a kill.
Soltones just being so creative in that last play. Makikita mo she was facing right and placing the ball on the left side. Makulangan way behind for the defense.
And you mentioned Janelle Cheng earlier, 6-point performance. How many setters you see score 6 points in a very important match? Battle at the net, won by Maizo Pontillas. Mendrez. Sabete picking it up. Here comes Pontillas. Yes!
You mentioned the fountain of youth, and it's very evident in Maizo Pontillas. And you know what's really impressive is ang dami ng generation yung dumating after niya. But look at her number 4 in scoring, number 4 in spiking, number 6 in scoring. Truly embodying what a legend and a professional truly is.
Kasama na yung generation mo doon na dumaan as Janelle Cheng gets an ace. What a start here for the Angels. 4-0 opening set.
That game 1 momentum evidently still being present here at the game 2 start of the Angels.
Oh, and a block! The number 2 blocker in the tournament denying Del Palomata up top.
one-on-one with Del Palomata. It's a battle of really talented middle blockers. Remy Palma getting the better of Del Palomata.
A very early timeout here for Coach Raul Ricafort.
Tapos lilitan niya na yan para baka ako available. Wag sobrang sumubsob. Tapos taas mo na konti. Yung one-on-one mo yung nilagay mo sa kanina. Okay lang, ulitin mo lang ulit.
Sige.
Yung Gretch, hindi pa persa masyado. So inuuna mo na ilagay-lagay.
Okay po.
Tama niya lang yung block. Mga madali. Tandaan mo na sa pass.
Relax lang ulit. Relax lang.
Kapag ako ni pass.
Hinga muna.
Pagaling sa pass rin binigay sa'yo. Ikaw talaga yan.
Patingin mo na ako din.
Go, go, go.
Isa ulit. Reality.
Well, here's an early assessment of what these teams have been doing in the last 2 minutes and a half. For the Angels, 4 attack points, 1 kill block. For the high-speed hitters, 1 attack error. That's all both these teams have done so far, Mela.
Well, dun papasok no, yung input ko kanina na consistency will matter in this big game. Dahil for Petro Gazz, that's exactly what they're doing. Very consistent with their game. They were able to defend yung mga palo nila Mendrez early on. And yung scoring, they are also taking full control of their own points. Compared dito sa Petro Gazz na, compared sa PLDT rather, na clearly struggling. But of course, with that timeout, Morente is going to respond well to Coach Rodrigo for calling for action after being down by 5 points.
Mitch Morente gets it through the block of Soltones and finally puts the high-speed hitters on the board. Morente was so good in their first meeting. She hit 42% from the field. There's a tip, an easy point for Remy Palma as we check in with Rain Tixon.
While fans see PLDT rely on Kat Arado for her floor defense, the high-speed hitters rely on something more than that, which is her leadership. The nature of the position allows the libero to go in and out of the floor freely, and this gives her time to observe the match in a different perspective, which she then relays to the players on the court. And sabi pa nga niya sa akin na minsan may pagka-straight to the point na siya kasi yung mga adjustment na ito kailangan mabilis, so there's no time for sugarcoating, and this is something that she also loves about the team because they're so receptive to feedback from anyone in the squad. So let's see if they made the proper adjustments as we return back to our opening set. Eric and Bella.
All right, thank you very much, Rain. As you see, Mitch Morente get it through the block. So twice Morente challenged the blocks of the Angels and has been successful after missing her first attempt.
And the 2 points of PLDT, both coming from Michelle Morente, make that 3 after that service ace. And this is what is expected of her dahil nga yung numbers niya, ang ganda talaga all throughout the conference. Now, this is the time that we need her the most. And she is gradually improving her game here in game number 2, scoring 3 already of PLDT's points.
And for a player who didn't see action in the reinforced conference last year, I mean, Mitch Morente, an amazing comeback for her career. There's a push. And again, Contillas with her second point.
But Maiso Contillas, court sense. Nakita niya talaga na si Catarado naka-forward. And that's the magic of being a talented lefty, no? It's not just being a lefty, talagang kailangan. Alam mo rin paano gagamitin to your advantage.
Palma, 14 points, 1 ace in game number 1. She had 5 points in their first meeting. Good pass. Easy dunk though, as Dimaculangan are able to keep the ball in play. 8-3, Angels leading by 5 against the high-speed hitters. Opening set. Take a look at Heather Ginoo and her workout routine, trying to get in shape, staying in shape as one of the players of the Petro Gazz Angels. Mela?
Sana all. Sana all may time mag-workout. Pero, you know, that's what really is inspiring with these players. They have, a lot of them have twice-a-day trainings, but they still manage to inject more time outside their training sessions, no, to have their own personal extra workouts. And hopefully, nakikita ng mga aspiring volleyball fans, the work that you need to put in if you want to be a professional volleyball player.
That's right. It's not just what you see on the court, it's what happens off the court. Heather Ginoo, a former Lady Tamarao, now playing in the pros. And you read some of the bios of the players in the UAAP, and a lot of them say, my dream is to become a pro volleyball player. And so that's what it takes to transition to the next level. 8-3, Angels on top here in the opening set. They also lead the series 1-0. Good pass by Arado. Mendrez rejected. Coverage by Dimaculangan. Arado will set it up again. Mendrez. Soltones pops it up. Underhand set by Janelle Cheng. And Dimaculangan unable to keep it alive.
So it seems like whatever the Angels are doing, kahit sinong makahawak ng bola, everything just working their way in this game number 2.
By the way, today is the birthday of Rhea Dimaculangan.
All right.
So happy birthday, Rhea. I'm sure I know what her birthday wish is.
Yeah. Definitely to survive this day, to survive this game, and have a good fight towards the finals.
Mendrez blocked. MJ Phillips keeps it in play.
Look at the body language of the high-speed hitters. Definitely getting intimidated by the blockings of Petro Gazz dahil kanina pa nababantayan itong si Mendrez. The few times na she manages na makalusot doon sa mga blockers, nandidepensahan naman on the floor.
Well, now that you mentioned it, if you're the high-speed hitters, what do you do against a solid, blocking team with, right now, as the serve is short for Palma, you've got Phillips up front, Cheng is a great blocker, Isa Putillas and Remy Palma, which is in front. How do you counter that?
You know what, if you look at the composition of PLDT on the floor right now, they are very capable. Kasi you have Rhea Dimaculangan, who's very capable na paglaruan yung mga blockers nitong Petro Gazz, and you have Kat Arado, giving the ball exactly to where Rhea is. It's just really a matter of efficiency kung paano nila madedelay yung mga blockers. And of course, with efficiency, kailangan yung mga ganyang errors hindi din dumagdag doon sa kanilang game plan. But itong si Mendrez clearly not starting with her best game here in the first set.
Mayan Mendrez struggled in game number 1. 19% efficiency for Mayan Mendrez. That serve is out, so the high-speed hitters get a break. They get a free point back. But speaking of errors, 19 errors for the high-speed hitters in game number 1. Only 20 errors naman for the Angels. So hindi sila nagkakalayo. But the blocks, it's been the 14 blocks in game number 1 for the Angels. Meantime, only 8 blocks for the high-speed hitters.
And those blocks medyo tricky din siya kung titignan mo. Kasi technically, okay, 14 si Petro Gazz, 8 si PLDT. Pero ano yung naging effect ng 14 blocks na yon sa confidence nitong high-speed hitters? So, may possibility na yung mga spikers sila hindi makabalik agad or intimidated na talaga. And just look at Jonas Sabete. No signs of intimidation from her at all.
Even right in front of Del Palomata, there's a tip by Prado Phillips. Arado with coverage. Dimaculangan to the middle. Palomata. Oh, a little 1-2 play there for Cheng. Kept alive by Morente. Another block at the net by the Angels.
Petro Gazz Angels just really putting up a steady wall in any part of their court, protecting their court from those powerful hits and attempts from the high-speed hitters.
I just mentioned Janelle Cheng, a very capable setter/blocker. So here you go. An 8-point advantage. Make that a 9-point lead as Soltones puts that away.
Again, we go back to that idea, na observation rather, na kahit anong gawin ng Petro Gazz ngayon, kahit sinong humawak ng bola, it works for them, di ba? Kahit kay Phillips papunta yung bola kay Cheng, kay Sabete, kay Palmo. Everyone in the court is really doing their jobs efficiently.
Right now, high-speed hitters can't mount any form of offense. They over-receive, and Janelle Cheng, that's how easy the points have come, Mela, for the Angels.
And you know, no signs of pressure with them at all. Talagang makikita mo their body language is just so chill. And itong high-speed hitters naman, on the other hand, will call a timeout to regroup.
Pinauna nyo na lamang eh. So yung serve lalo nilalaban.
Later tayo, tapos
Nang atras. Pero i-anticipate nyo na rin talaga mabigat. Na hindi pa rin kayo, kung wala na sa pwesto, edi itaas nyo lang, bala na si Rhea. Kasi yung lagi na tutungkat-tungkat.
Kaya wag yun na masyadong kontrahin kasi malakas, diba?
Ganun pa rin, check pa rin harap. So siya yung unang threat muna, bago kay MJ.
Isa pa lang. Isa pa ha.
Well, with only 5 points on the board, down by 10, Coach Rodrick Afort burns his last timeout here in the opening set.
Well, kailangan na dahil yung sense of urgency dyan na talaga. They are 10 points down right now and it's gonna be hard for them to come back if mas madadagdagan pa. So si Coach Rald exhausting his timeouts and you even hear itong si Kat Arado, no? Nagbibigay din ng instructions doon sa timeout na yon. Sabi niya malakas talaga yung serve ng Petro Gazz, huwag na labanan kasi nag-overball nga. And just like that, Petro Gazz is gonna advance to the second technical timeout.
Bingo Plus, the first live streaming bingo in the Philippines. 6 players have now scored for the Angels. Their last point was an ace. Meantime, for the high-speed hitters, only 1 player has scored, Mitch Morente, with 3 points. They're down by 11 already with no more timeouts here in the opening set, Mela.
Well, they have to do something right now.
Oh!
Dahil sabi nga natin, lahat ng ginagawa ng Petro Gazz have been working. And if you take a look at the errors of PLDT, only having 2 errors, no? So not bad. So it goes to show na yung puntos talaga ng Petro Gazz, sila yung gumagawa. It's not coming off from errors.
Meantime, Mendres will sit down. She has struggled since game number 1. Again, just 19% efficiency. Fiola Ceballos did not score in game number 1. Did not play in their first meeting. Is on the floor for the first time in this match. This is going to be an easy over.
You know, this is a very good game plan for Petro Gazz. Makikita mo na ginugulo ng Petro Gazz yung strength nitong high-speed hitters dahil pinapahirapan sila sa receive, sa digs, and they can counter with anything kasi sa service line pa lang talagang pupuntos na itong Petro Gazz.
Well, team captain Rhea Di Maculangan still on the floor. You were former team captain, Mela. I mean, what do you do? What do you tell the players right now in this stage down by 13?
Well, the best thing I've learned talaga, especially from Nangay sa Maiso, who I also share the court with, na kapag mga ganito crucial moments and ikaw yung leader na inaasahan, you need to set an example. Kasi mas mabilis makadala yung actions kesa sa yung sasabihan mo sila through words, pero pag nakita ka nila, ay, siya pala hindi niya ginagawa yung role niya. So it's really best to lead by example. So itong si Rhea Di Maculangan could start off with really doing extra efforts with her sets, no, and really making sure na madidelay yung mga blockers ng kanyang spikers.
Prado gets it through. A rare attack point right now for the high-speed hitters.
Well, they just need a spark, eh? And this point here by Jovi Prado, smartly hitting off the hands of Janelle Cheng could be a start for them.
Some smiles on the faces of the high-speed hitters that could lift up their mood, bring up their confidence, Mela.
And sabi ko nga, on top of the coverage, a lot of interesting things have already went down in the PVL. Yung mga malalaking lamang, minsan nahabol pa yan. But body language is gonna be a factor. Pero, we take a look at the PLDT right now, their body language has been affecting their actual performance.
Yeah. Service outside for MJ Phillips.
Still at a comfortable lead. Itong Petro Gazz Angels, they could still afford a few more of those.
Jovi Prado, one of the better performances for the high-speed hitters. Aside from her points, she had 2 aces, 11 digs. Sorry, 14 digs, 11 receptions in the last game. Palma scoring again.
Remy Palma just taking advantage of her rotation. And she's been very efficient in blockings, but you can't sleep out on her attacks also. One of her advantages talaga yung mga running attacks niya. She could angle it well.
3 points already for Palma. Ceballos is rejected by Maizo Puntillas. Here comes Morente against 2 blockers. Maizo Puntillas picking it up, underhand set. Soltones attacks 2 blockers and scores.
Great angle by Gretzel Soltones. And lalagpasan niya yung kamay nitong ni Del Palomata, which is kapag ka yung actual focused form ni Palomata, it's not an easy thing to do. Pero ito masyado siyang nakasiksik dito sa kanan.
Bad pass. And it all starts there. You don't get a good receive, Randy Maculangan's going to be in trouble, and that's what happened there for the high-speed hitters.
And another thing, no, yung errors in body language na banggit na natin. But now, even communication is becoming an issue for the high-speed hitters. Just look at that. 3 or 4 players in the court unable to take accountability for the second ball.
Palomata, yes, but these points and highlights have been few and far between for the high-speed hitters.
Well, if our fans would remember, ito si Del Palomata and Nika Reyes, actually the best middle blockers in 2022 in at least the Invitational Conference. So they need to go back to that. Kasi ito right now yung nagiging advantage ng Petro Gazz, and meron silang tao para tapatan yun. They just have to utilize efficiently.
Really tough angle there for Soltones. Morente. Dug by Cruz. What a save by Soltones, and the rally continues. Di Maculangan sets it up. Ceballos. Ceballos will try again and score. But Del Palomata is down. She's hurt.
The coaches of Petro Gazz trying to contest the call, but they will not call for a challenge as they still have a comfortable lead here. But they were saying na not over itong pinalo ni Fiola Ceballos. But good for them, they did not stop. There was no whistle.
And Maizo Puntillas walking over to this side. She was signaling the bench. It hit her hand. As Palomata will sit down, she will get herself checked. But she seems to be okay. She's walking normally after staying down for a little bit when she fell earlier. Meantime, Jessie De Leon did not play in game number 1. Scored 1 point in their first meeting in the preliminary round is in the game. High-speed hitters down by 12. Bad pass by Cruz. Soltones off a broken play. Dug by Prado. Here comes Morente. Cross court. There's a net touch going to be called against Soltones. So first back-to-back points here for the high-speed hitters.
Michelle Morente, as we know, has been the most efficient for the high-speed hitters right now.
That's going to be 4 points for Morente.
Lack of balance in the Soltones block. Masyado nang gigil eh. Mag-isa lang siya humabol doon. Back-to-back errors for Gretzel Soltones. The last thing they would want is to be complacent in this set dahil itong PLDT building momentum, and if Petro Gazz really wants to exert dominance, dapat hindi nila hayaan.
Well, this is a 4-0 run for the high-speed hitters. And there's a rotation error for the Angels. And it's Aiza Puntillas. It's her fault, according to second referee Fernando Velarde. She doesn't argue. Coach Oliver Almagro still calm and collected. This is now a 5-0 run, Mela, for the high-speed hitters.
They are 3 points away, and a few points back. This could have ended with a single-digit output from PLDT, but they're coming alive right now.
Mika Reyes. There's a 1-2 play from Janelle Cheng. Di Makulangan sets it up. Morente was a little far from her. Shen Cruz will set it up, so Tones gets it over. Mika Reyes again, blocked by Palma.
Ganda ng abang doon ni Remy Palma, and being former teammates, andyan din yung familiarity, no? Dahil ito si Remy Palma played against and together with Redo Makulangan and Mika Reyes. Ang ganda ng rally na yun, no? The longest rally so far in this game.
Second kill block for Remy Palma. Back to a 10-point lead for the Angels. That's an overreach going to be called against Di Makulangan. She's a back row player. And I don't know if the fans can hear it, the viewers, but the coaching staff of the Angels were shouting, back row, back row.
Dahil sumobra na yung receive na yun, and Di Makulangan attempted the one-handed set, pero umover. Valid violation.
So it's 11 set points for the Angels. Soltones, what a receive. That's a little too low for Maizo Puntillas. Di Makulangan to Reyes, blocked again by Palma. Di Makulangan, this time to Morente, single blocker. She scores.
Well, Michelle Morente, ito rin yung kailangan niya, no? Yung nalilito nga itong blockers ng Petro Gazz dahil attention of Remy Palma was all over Mika Reyes. She's had a couple of touches there, pero Rhea Di Makulangan just doing a back set, and Morente delivers.
One set point save, 10 more to work on for the high-speed hitters. Aiza Puntillas, cut shot. Gonna be a chance ball for the Angels. Shen Cruz, nice pass. Puntillas once again, yes!
You can say that was an easy win for Petro Gazz. They made it look easy, but they definitely put in the work needed to get this set 1 win, and everyone just really contributing as Aiza Puntillas ends set number 1 for the Petro Gazz Angels.
14 points was the biggest lead of the Angels in set number 1. 3 players with 5, 4, and 4 for the Angels as they control 25-14 in the end. (25-14), the Angels winning in huge fashion here against the high-speed hitters. Opening set of game number 2 of the semifinals. Take a look at highlights of the first set. Yeah, the start was spectacular, 5-0 for the Angels, and right now they have several players scoring in multiple times. Sabete leading the way with 5. Palma has 4. Cheng, the setter, has 4. In the meantime, only 1 player with more than 1 point for the high-speed hitters, and that is Mitch Morente.
So for the Petro Gazz Angels, they dominantly really overpowered itong high-speed hitters in all aspects in that game, and nakita nga natin na it was only the lone bright spot for PLDT was Michelle Morente. As you take a look, the disparity in attacks, yung 5 dyan sa atake ng PLDT galing kay Mitch Morente. Meanwhile, a lot of contributors for the attacks and blocks of the Petro Gazz Angels. And despite the Angels having more errors, especially with that late run that the PLDT tried to pull off, ang laki na ng nabangko nila, even in aces. So in all departments, in terms of scoring, talagang overpowered nitong Petro Gazz Angels ang PLDT.
Well, one of the keys for sure for the high-speed hitters is not to allow the Angels to have a good start here in the second set.
That's right. Dahil yung confidence nitong Petro Gazz, galing pa dun sa game 1 eh. So yung may kailangan talaga ng momentum ng confidence here in game number 2 ay itong PLDT high-speed hitters. And if they let Petro Gazz just maintain and even improve on that confidence, they're gonna be in a big trouble right now. Keeping up with the Angels.
High-speed hitters talking it over. The Angels really playing at such a high level. Their confidence is also right up there because of the way they've been scoring. It's been so easy. That's how, they've made volleyball look so far in the first set.
And you know na everyone's really in the mood na to perform their A-game kasi it doesn't matter. We even saw kanina si Soltones, kahit na she was in the front line, she would dive, not minding if, hindi ako masesetan, okay lang hindi siya pumalo, basta mabuhay niya yung bola. And, those kinds of efforts really give a lot of good vibes in the team because, it's being selfless and really embodying that team effort to win games.
And speaking of Soltones, I mean, she feels revitalized for sure because last season she was mostly a service specialist for the Angels. So now be back in the starting lineup, being part of the major rotation, getting a lot of touches. She's obviously feeling good about herself.
Yeah, a lot of advantage dahil I guess entering this All-Filipino conference, ang daming nawala. They lost Bang Pineda, they lost Myla Pablo was an awardee last conference. And, with that, may opening para dito kay Soltones to get back at the starting lineup. And Jonas Sabete returning to her original position doon sa open slot dahil itong si Maiso Pontillas came in as a replacement to Sabete just in the reinforced conference.
6 points already for Sabete. Good pass by Soltones. MJ Phillips. That's dug by Morente. Mendrez trying to get her rhythm back. Tough tip there. It goes outside for Jonas Sabete.
Well, Mendrez, makikita mo na nag-iingat pa rin, no? Dahil she got set in that last sequence, but she did not hit it the usual way she would. And as you mentioned, slowly getting back to that rhythm. Dahil minsan pag ganyan, masama yung gising mo, kailangan onti-onti muna. Basta hindi ka mag-error, okay, magka-count na yun. Next time, papaluin niya na hanggang sa makabalik na yung confidence niya ulit.
Good pass by Shen Cruz. Maiso Puntillas. That is wide. So for the first time in game number 2, the high-speed hitters are on top. They have the lead, 2-1, second set.
Well, yung ayaw naman itong Petro Gazz na ay maging complacent because in game 1, it was PLDT who won the first set, but it was the Petro Gazz Angels who took home that game. So if confidence ang Waterloo ngayon ng PLDT, complacency naman ang magiging kalaban nitong Petro Gazz Angels as Mika Reyes scores off from that power tip.
If you're a fan of the high-speed hitters, you've got to start to feel good about this team here in the second set, Mela. They're looking much better, a little quicker to the ball, better defensively as well in the beginning.
More alert, for sure.
Janelle Cheng goes to Maiso Puntillas, who scored an error earlier. This time she gets it off the block.
Finally scoring after PLDT being at the lead. The Maiso Pontillas. She's faster than move already. Yung pagpapacheck sa kanyang mga blockers.
Good pass by Morente. Prado. Sabete. Through the block. Mika Reyes keeping it alive. Prado blocked by Cheng. Set over by MJ Phillips. Let's check in with Rain Tixon.
There's an old saying in sports na parang di sila gumalaw, which means you have a slow start before playing your full potential. And that's exactly what happened to Jonah Sabete in the first game. She told me that one of the biggest adjustments here in game number 2 was being more vocal on the floor kasi dito nagsisimula yung kanyang laro. And she also told me that in the times that she struggles in scoring, she works double time on her floor defense. So that she keeps contributing for the Angels. And clearly, those adjustments were well executed both by Jonah and the entire Petro Gazz Angels after a blowout victory in the opening set. Now the question is, can they sustain it, Eric and Mela?
All right, thank you, Rain. Jonah Sabete, one of those players, really, stays in tip-top shape whether the season is going on or not. I mean, if you follow her on Instagram, you will see how she trains, every single day, regardless of the tournament, whether there is one or not.
Well, yan nga yung pagiging professional, no? Dahil we have a lot of volleyball players in the Philippines, just 9 teams, and kailangan they stay in tip-top shape because this is the career path they chose, no?
MJ Phillips already with 4 points, 2 scored here in the second set. 4 all. That is outside for Sabete.
Comparing it to their first set performance, I think they've already committed more errors in the start of the second set versus the whole duration of the first set.
Di Makulangan, 12 excellent sets in game number 1. She had 19 in that 5-set win in the preliminary round. Soltones with a push. Easy pickings for Gretzel Soltones.
You could see the backswing of Gretzel Soltones just really making it appear like she's going for strong spikes. Look at that backswing and last second transition to a drop shot.
One of the most highly decorated players in college, Gretzel Soltones, 3-time MVP and a 4-time beach volleyball MVP. There's nothing she can't do with a volleyball, that's for sure. Jovi Prado, dug by Phillips. Palma with a push. Arado trying to keep it alive. Underhand pass from Mendres, and Mitch Morente mishit the ball.
And that was an awkward position for Mitch Morente dahil hindi na siya naka-adjust masyado, no? She was clearly just under the ball and yung contact niya sa bola, she was struggling in that one.
And this is now our first lead change. Angels on top by 1. 6-5. That did not cross the net for Morente.
And back-to-back errors, but she was signaling to Coach Rod na tumawag ng challenge.
There's a challenge. So there it is, a challenge card raised by the coaching staff of the high-speed hitters. First challenge made so far in game number 2. And she seemed so sure as well, Mitch Morente, and she was signaling.
Well, ito kasing challenge ito kapag block touch. Minsan yung usual 4 touches na sa atin, nagiging valid pa rin siya sa block touch dito sa mga challenge. And yan, nakikita natin clearly tumama sa forearm nitong si Remy Palma. But if without the challenge, no, para sa mga referees, pag mas lamang na yung net masyadong gumalaw, tatawagin na nila na putas ng kalaban.
Mika Reyes, 11 points in their last game, 9 in the first meeting. And so far, Reyes with 2 points.
Dead ball.
Okay, so replay the point. Remy Palma just trying to clear it up.
Kailangan manigurado dahil dikitan na tayo dito sa second set.
That's right. 1 point lead for the Angels. Prado over the block. Cheng will set it up. Palma tips it. Arado will set it back to Prado. Yes!
Jovi Prado, yun yung sinasabi natin na kailangan lang ng mga spikers sila, no, na ma-delay itong blocking ng Petro Gazz. And, having just one blocker, she found an opportunity to just really spike it hard. Dahil dalawa na silang nakita ko ni Mendres na nag-baby ng palo or na-intimidate sa blockings.
6 all. Not a good receive from Sabete. Battle at the net. Mendres. Cheng to Palma. Good rally here. Mitch Morente, single blocker. Yes! And another lead change here as the high-speed hitters go back on top.
Michelle Morente, specialty of the house. Kapag talaga nakasalo yung block mo dito kay Morente, she's gonna use her hands to get her points. And that's exactly what she did against Soltones in that sequence.
Mitch Morente now with 6 points. Again, the only player with more than 2 points for the high-speed hitters. Not a good pass there from Maiza Puntillas. It's going to be a chance ball. The first one of game number 2 for the high-speed hitters. Morente. Back-to-back points. Mitch Morente putting the team on her shoulders, Mela.
Definitely coming alive for PLDT. And Maiza was there to defend. Kaya lang that was too strong from Mitch Morente. And they're going to go to the first technical timeout. We're still watching semifinals game 2 between the Petro Gazz Angels and the PLDT high-speed hitters. As you can see, some of the players or the reserve players of the PLDT high-speed hitters, Isa Jimenez on your screens, and Pauline Gaston also watching the games and really enjoying the action here in the PVL semis. And Finella M. Nasa as well, supporting former teammates and definitely missing the volleyball action here as the PLDT is at the lead here in the second set. They did not manage to do this the whole duration of the first set. And you know, those Petro Gazz errors have also been helping them build on their momentum, Eric.
Isa Jimenez in the lineup of the high-speed hitters, but she has not played at all so far this entire season. Service ace for Jovi Prado as the high-speed hitters. This is the biggest lead of the entire game number 2.
Definitely, sabi nga natin, momentum starting to build up for PLDT, and of course, ito si Jovi Prado emerging as support to Michelle Morente.
Much better pass from Shen Cruz. And there's Palma with the kill.
Remy Palma going down the line, having just one blocker going up against her. She's really efficient with her running attacks. High contact and a lot of power from that hit.
Another former Lady Tamarao with 5 points already. The service out for Janelle Cheng.
Eric, itong PLDT building momentum. Ito namang Petro Gazz, they're currently having a trend, no, na kapag nakuha nila yung puntos, bigla silang mag-error. And right now, Petro Gazz with 5 service errors, PLDT with 2. So very in contrast with how they performed in the first set.
Over-receive, but great coverage by Soltones. Maiza Puntillas, again, her specialty. We're talking about how she's mastered that move already.
No, Michelle Morente for PLDT. Sabi nga natin, pag nakasalo yung block sa kanya, yan ang gagawin niya. Ito naman si Puntillas, kahit hindi nakasalo, yung kanyang mga wrist action, kayang-kaya niyang padaplisin itong mga palo to get her points.
Nice serve by Soltones. Mendrez still looking for her form here. Sabete. What a dig by Arado. Good enough to keep the rally alive for the high-speed hitters. Palma with a push. Morente with a dig. Mendrez, single blocker. Shen Cruz digging it up. Maiza Puntillas, an easy over. She sends it wide. Another error. So many committed here in the second set by the Angels, Mela.
Again, they're being consistent with that trend. Puntas nila and then itatapa nila after with errors. And that one was overcooked by Maiza Puntillas. But we have to commend the leadership and the floor defense of Kat Arado. Just alam mo, pag nasa loob talaga siya, hindi ka pwede kumurap eh. Dahil kaya-kaya niya talagang buhayin yung mga difficult balls.
First meeting, that 5-set win by the high-speed hitters, 40 digs for Kat Arado and 20 receptions. 40 and 20 as Puntillas gets it over. Here's Mendrez off the block, and that could get Mendrez going.
Well, she needed that point to get things going for her. And there was even a commotion sa gilid, no, dahil yung palo ni Maizo Puntillas, they were trying to contest na not over. But the point is gonna go to PLDT anyway with that Mendrez hit as Petro Gazz calls for a timeout. They're down by 4.
Yung block naman, oh.
Oh, dalawa na yan. Oh, tatlo na yan. No, don't count. We just have to keep on moving. Okay, keep on moving lang. Okay, ito. First, ito ang ginagawa. Look at the serves. Look at the serves. Targeting here, the serves. Okay, serve. Pangalawa, anong gagawin? Babalik sila ulit sa dating option. Walang ibang gagawin. Hihintayin ng kamay bago tatapon. Okay? So you have to count. You have to count. Now, keep on moving sa depensa. Keep on moving and commit to the defense. Okay? Commit to the defense. Keep on talking. Ate Shen, you have to keep on talking.
Coach Oliver Almadro giving premium on communication, and we also see itong si Del Palomata being taped here on the side, but it seems like he's okay. Let's see if she gets injected in the game after this rotation by PLDT. Coach Sir Baji Del Rosario, team manager of the PLDT high-speed hitters, also in attendance to support his team today.
Every game is here. Baji is here every game. Nice serve, but it is just long. And Miss Morente again egging the coaching staff to challenge. She's saying it could be in, but you look at Mika Reyes saying maybe not, so let's not waste the challenge.
And the hesitation with Coach Ral, talaga di alam sino paniniwalaan niya. Well, Mika was closer to the court of Petro Gazz, and ito si Mitch Morenta galing dun sa dulo sa service line.
That was hilarious. I mean, one player saying maybe not, the other player saying let's challenge this.
As a coach, torn ka eh. This is a good lead banked by PLDT as we take a look at this challenge call. It was outside.
So Mika Reyes is right. The team captain, they should have listened to the team captain. That's what she's there for. So one challenge wasted by the staff of Coach Ral Ricafort. This is the biggest, well, was the biggest lead. 4 points for the high-speed hitters. It's down to 3 now as you can see Coach Diego coming in. The Cargo Movers down a game in this best of 3 against the Cool Smashers. They're coming up later, around 6. Reyes catches the line on a cross-court attack.
No attempt from Janelle Cheng. No side steps to get to that ball, and Mika Reyes is gonna score off a cross-court runner. Only one blocker at sabi nga natin, yung kailangan ng mga spikers itong ni Rhea Di Maculangan. One blocker or delayed blockers would do wonders for them in this game.
Third point for Mika Reyes. All her points have come here in set number 2. Back to a 4-point lead. High-speed hitters matching their biggest advantage here in the second set. And actually in the entire match. Maiza Puntillas. At cross-court shot, and Mitch Morente saying it's my fault, that was my ball.
Maizo Puntillas has had a bit of struggles in the previous sequences, but he's gonna make up for that with that cross-court hit. And Coach Oliver Almadro with this double sub here in the second set.
Chisaet and Marian Buitre. Chisaet, the team captain, did not score in game number 1, but she did play coming off the bench in the second set and the fourth set. Meantime, Marian Buitre also saw action in game number 1 but did not score. Back-to-back points for Mika Reyes. She now has 4.
Well, sabi nga natin, no, if you're going up against Petro Gazz na advantage na yung mga middles nila, kailangan mong sabayan. If hindi man nakakatouch, the same way na nakakatouch itong blockers ng Petro Gazz, sabayan nila yung efficiency through utilizing them through attacks. And Mika Reyes have scored a couple of points from her running attacks.
Oh, nice receive from Soltones. Del Palomata is back in the game after spraining her ankle in the previous play. She got retaped. We saw it earlier, but Nevertheless, she could not make an impact here defensively as a point is scored by Jonas Sabete.
Well, a good signs for Del Palomata na nagagalaw niya naman ng maayos. Pero yung kalaban kasi ng may mga minor injuries, yung pagkailang mong gamitin or bigyan ng force or ng weight yung affected area. But so far, they still have a 4-point lead here talking about PLDT after yet another error from the Petro Gazz Angels at the service line.
Second service error for Jonas Sabete. She has 7 points. Di Makulangan coming off a 3-point performance in that losing effort. Game number 1, she serves it wide.
Di Makulangan, one of the heavy servers. No, not here in the PVL, but he's gonna overcook that one.
And Jay Phillips had an ace in game number 1. Prado, yes!
Again, emphasis on the delays sa blockers ng Petro Gazz. You know, just those mid-second of delays are really showing efficiency from the high-speed hitters, and they're gonna go to the second technical timeout.
Watch Gilas Pilipinas on August 25 or August 27 and or August 29 and be entitled to watch the other games scheduled on that date at the Big Dome. Get your Gilas Day Pass now. Limited passes available. Buy now. Ricky Villavicencio, owner of Petro Gazz, I'm sure enjoying how his team is performing so far. I mean, in the first set, they dominated and demolished the competition. But right now, they are staring at a 4-point deficit. This has been the biggest lead of the high-speed hitters. What are, aside from the errors, Mela, what can as you see Jules Samonte and the bench of the high-speed hitters, what can the Angels do to, you know, close out this deficit?
Well, they just need to be, you know, to go back to that efficiency they had in attacking in the first set. Dahil kanina pa ulit-ulit natin binabanggit, kahit kanino ibigay yung bola, patay agad eh. So napakataas ng efficiency nila in the first set.
Sayed, Marian Buitre, her first point in the semifinals.
Marian Buitre with that explosive approach that we know her of, giving a lot of power on that last hit. She had to make the most out of that hit dahil after nyan, magro-rotate na, lalabas na ulit sila. So, quality minutes for Marian Buitre and Chisay.
Meantime, Janelle Cheng scored 4 points, but all of them were in the first set. She's back in the game along with Maiza Puntillas. Off the block, Mix Morente. I mean, what can you say about how she's stepped up? Only scored, again, just 9 points in game number 1, but today she's already with 8.
Just 1 point to para mabalance yung kanyang scoring in game 1. But, you know, definitely a better showing also from Rhea de Maculangan. She's been spreading her sets even more and seeing the blockers of the Angels even more compared to the first set. But, you know, going up against Petro Gazz, who had all the momentum in game 1 and in the first set, you can't throw away points like that. Lalo na pa end game na.
Mika Reyes towering above the block. Sabete rejected. Jelly Tempiatura is in the game for the first time. What a save for Jelly, sitting down on the floor. Still got it. And Maiza Puntillas once again to the rescue.
And minsan yung sipag talaga, it's gonna pay off. Imagine the whole Petro Gazz Angels covering kung nasang parte man ng court yung bola, no? And even with some calls na gustong itawag nitong high-speed hitters, they continue to move inside the court and it pays off for them with that Maiza Puntillas hit.
2-point game, 15 serving 17. Too strong for Soltones.
The trend continues for the Petro Gazz Angels. Now it's giving even a lot of confidence for the high-speed hitters. Alam mo, yun yung delikado eh. Kasi apart from the points, you have to look at the intangibles. What are your errors doing to the high-speed hitters? It's making them look more confident dahil alam nila lamang sila. And they know you're getting a bit out of focus as Catarado defends that power hit.
And Mendrez delivers a kill. And it's back to a 4-point advantage once again after that 2-point run by the Angels. The high-speed hitters answer back with a 2-point run of their own, and a timeout here for Coach Oliver Almagro as he'll talk it over with the Angels.
Huwag tayo masyado manggigit. Tama ng area natin na target natin. Walang 2 points. Walang 2 points. Target, patience. Look, girls, we got to have patience here. We want after nila umatakay, gusto natin makapuntos tayo right away. No, tiyagaan ang labanan. Sabi ko naman sa inyo, magkakatalo sa tiyagaan. Now, just do your job. Ito, approach ka ng approach, ready ka. Huwag ka na naman mauna ulit. Okay? Now, in transition, I said, ready for counter. Pag na-depensan, ready for counter. Go to your position first, and then read. Kapag na-awkward naman, tatap spin check out eh. So you know what to do. Basta importante, commit to the defense. Commit to the defense.
And Coach Oliver Almagro with his last time out, and from here on in, the girls are going to have to sort it out by themselves on the floor. A lot of errors, and Coach Oliver just focusing on, not giving up. We know that they're going to try and give a better performance in the second set, and we've got to match it.
Sulit na sulit yung timeout na yun. Ang daming instructions na nabigay ni Coach Oliver in a span of just a minute. Let's see how his players respond.
Maiza Puntillas down the line. Maiza, so many tricks in her bag.
Comes with years of experience, and not just experience, years of winning championships, winning awards. And that is why, like we mentioned on top of the coverage, kahit hindi siya yung top scorer nung last game, pag kailangan mo talaga ng mga magic points, she's there to deliver.
MJ Phillips already has a couple of blocks here. Reyes blocked at the net by Sabete.
Mika Reyes hoping that ball touch would go outside. And yung conscious effort niya iwasan. But miscalculated there as Coach Aldrick Ford calls for a timeout.
Ano gusto mo? Long pa rin o short? Ito na muna. Lalo pag may pasa ulit.
Tuloy mo, te.
Tsagaan to Kairam naman to eh. Kaya naman natin. Huwag ito mamadaliin. Iingay ko lang. Dalawa na lang. Tara, tara. Endgame.
Reality!
Mika Reyes with 4 points already. That was just the first time out for Coach Raldrick Ford. Trying to protect a 4-point lead. That's their biggest advantage in the entire match. And that's been cut in half once again by the Angels. Mitch Morente, the top scorer after a 9-point performance in game number 1. She's really stepped up. 8 points already. And we're just in the second set, Mela.
And the Coach Rald reminding the girls na end game. Ito yung pinaka-importante kasi even though we keep mentioning how big of a lead they managed to retain this whole second set, it's not gonna matter if they collapse here in this part of the set.
Sabete attacking, rejected, but it goes outside. The run continues here for the Angels. And Coach Arnold Lanyok, his hand was on the challenge button already, looking at the players. If they're gonna signal, let's do this, he would have. But they said that it was probably out. Another look here. It was relatively close. And no challenge.
Outside na.
So 1-point game. Chance to tie here. Oh! And yes, off an error by the high-speed hitters, Mika Reyes. It's a 4-point run is complete. The comeback is complete as well as the Angels tie the game.
Erica Santos and Wendy Semana will try to make a difference and bring back the momentum to the PLDT high-speed hitters.
Erica Santos scored 2 points In game number 1, Wendy Semana did not score in both meetings with the Angels. There's Santos, a 22-year-old out of DLSU.
There was a time na itong si Erica Santos really made everything out of her minutes inside the court, even scoring 7 instant points from coming off the bench. But Remy Palma just have other plans, targeting the short area there. A lot of confidence for her to do that,
Yeah,
diba?
actually, she tried that in the first set, and that was that was a service error. But you're right, a lot of courage to try and pull that off again in a tight second set.
Yung mga ganitong puntusan usually sure na lang eh, diba? Para syempre you can consider this crucial, no? Dahil momentum really matters in the game.
Santos kept alive by Phillips. Mika Reyes. Underhand set. Here comes Sapete. Nope. That hit the floor already, says Herbert Matematico, our first referee.
But look at Janelle Cheng na kahit offset, talagang ilalaban niya pa rin ang opposite setting yung ibabato niya to delay the blockers of PLDT. And Jonas Sabete just exerting everything she's got in that last hit to get the point to 2, to get the lead to 2 as Petro Gazz is now at 21, PLDT 19.
Tapos, nakukuha na 5. Pag may pasa, pwede pa rin tuloy. Pag kumagat kay iwan pa rin si Mayan sa pilang. Huwag lang pagdikitin-dikitin dito. Kasi nalulugi rito pag di rin umaabot eh. Dalawa lang. Dalawa lang.
Well, no more timeouts for both teams. That's the last one for Coach Ral Ricafort, the first-year head coach of the high-speed hitters, coming off a coaching stint with the Angels last season.
Could be an advantage for them, no? And I think nagamit yung advantage na yun during the elimination round na aral yung mga players doon. But right now, Petro Gazz have adjusted and at the lead with 2 points, 21-19 as Remy Palma continues to serve.
This is a 6-point run for the Angels already. From being down 4, they're up 2. Reyes with a push. Dug by Soltones. Here comes Maiso Puntillas. She's been on the mark so far this entire match. Santos rising. Puntillas picking it up. Cheng sets it back to Sabete, over set. And there's going to be a violation against Sabete.
Again, you can see the intention of Janelle Cheng, no? Na kahit sobrang layo na nung bola, try niya pa rin iset sa dulo, but that was an over ball, taken advantage by Erica Santos at with lack of balance itong si Sabete, masyadong didikit sa net. Now it's just a 1-point ball game.
6-point run is over. A chance for the high-speed hitters to tie on the serve by Mean Mendrez. Good pass. MJ Phillips, yes!
Great timing by Phillips. Almost a zero-tempo quick hit there. Mika Reyes, pababa na si Mika nung pinalo ni MJ yung bola. So the force is all with MJ and great angle as well.
Phillips with 5 already. And to think MJ Phillips didn't play in the first 2 games of the conference because of a shoulder injury. That's a dig by Maiso Puntillas. Sapete, block coverage there by Jenny Tempiatura. Semana sets it up. Santos fires one in.
We mentioned the talent of this young lady, Erica Santos, and how she manages to stay efficient every time her services are needed for PLDT. And look at that swing and the power and the follow-through.
Skipped 3 years of eligibility with LaSalle to turn pro, Erica Santos. 1-point game once again. Mika Reyes looking to tie. Phillips, dug by Santos. Prado through the block. 2-point run for the high-speed hitters, 22-all.
What a match between the PLDT Angels, the PLDT high-speed hitters and the Petro Gazz Angels. Talagang, kanina ang laki ng lamang. There was a run para mahabol and now palitan ng puntos. Truly semifinals vibe for these two teams.
Mika Reyes looking for the lead. Oh! Well, there is a lead, but it's with the other team. Service error by Mika Reyes. That's going to be her first service error.
Yung bato pa lang ni Mika, medyo alam mo na
you could tell.
diretso sa net eh. Masyadong malagi sa kanya, so yung contact niya sa bola mababa na, and the clearance of her serve hindi umabot dun sa tape ng net.
Sabete, the only player in double digits already with 10. Semana. Santos. Oh, she has the hot hand. Back-to-back points for Santos as she ties the game.
Erica Santos really feeling it.
Yeah.
And you know she did her job well in that rotation. Look at her going cross-court. And you know, not even getting touches from the blockers of the #1 blocking team in the league.
Meantime, the rotation brings back Reyes Maculangan and Mitch Morente on the floor. 23 all. Reyes, a very good server.
This is a good sign for PLDT. Kailangan lang maipasok yung serve na to because their top 2 scorers are in front, talking about Prado and Morente.
Soltones. Dug by Mendrez. Morente. Block! Oh, excellent display of defense at the net by Gretzel Soltones.
So that was a risky set by Reyes Maculangan. No separation at all from the blockers. Medyo nasa kanan na yung set. At sa opposite niya rin si Net. But the coaches of PLDT are gonna call for a challenge. This could be a strategy to cut momentum, to freeze the server, or just, you know, give them time to regroup and compose.
So no point awarded yet, but if the challenge is unsuccessful, this is the last challenge, by the way, of the high-speed hitters. If this is unsuccessful, Angels will be at set point. Oh, wow. Eagle eyes for assistant coach Arnold Labiog.
Si Coach Rod medyo nagulat din doon.
Wow.
Hindi niya yun in-expect, but they're gonna take that. Parang times 10 megapixels.
2020 ang vision, Coach Rodrigo for an excellent call there.
To the delight of the female fans right now.
23 all. Sorry, no, 24-23. This is going to be set point for the high-speed hitters. Cheng, Soltones. Off the block, it's in! Huge break. Mitch Morente with the denial of Gretzel Soltones, and the fans are loving it, and why not? PLDT equalizes, although there is a challenge on the other side. Take another look here. Oh, we'll cut that because there's a challenge. Assistant coach Timmy Santo Tomas raising the card. Ball in, ball out challenge. Mela. Wow.
You know, that set, it was a high reward kind of set dahil kumagat sa gitna eh. And isa lang yung blocker ni Soltones, but well-timed by Michelle Morente. Now the question is, was that check or that ball touch in or out?
So the challenge is ball in, ball out. So did it touch? Oh, it's clearly in. It's not even close. No question it was in. So futile challenge for the Angels as the high-speed hitters equalize for 1-all in game number 2 of the semifinal matchup.
You're still tuned in to the PVL All-Filipino Conference Best of 3 Semifinals Game number 2 between the PLDT High-Speed Hitters and the Petro Gazz Angels. And the tables have turned here as the PLDT won that second set after that run created by the Petro Gazz Angels towards the end game. They managed to keep their momentum and their game. And a lot of players finally contributing for PLDT. Early on in the first set, it was just Morente, but now even Mika Reyes. Itong si Mendrez also came alive in the second set, you know, having more sources of points. And even Rhea Di Maculangan has had more excellent sets in that game. And you could notice the separation with the blockers of the Petro Gazz Angels. And let's take a look at the set stats to find out, you know, the technical parts. Of course, Petro Gazz still scoring more in terms of attacks, but look at the errors. And the blockings and the aces just really being equalized by PLDT, and the small disparity in attacks compared to, you know, 7 points only scored by PLDT in the first set. But look at the errors and the trend that we've really been talking about the whole duration of the second set. It really mattered nung natapos na yung laro dahil sobrang dikit lang ng stats, but the errors talaga, dyan nagkaroon ng 3-point separation and having this 2-point gap with PLDT winning the second set. You know, itong Petro Gazz Angels, sabi nga natin kalaban nila complacency in this game, and now things are more balanced. PLDT regaining their confidence. Petro Gazz needing to stay composed because they have they just need this game 2 win to advance to the finals. Meanwhile, ito namang PLDT needs to win this game to extend this to a game 3 here in our best of 3 semifinals. But things looking good for PLDT. Finally, they have built on momentum, and we are gonna see how their body language turns out here in the third set.
Now that things have evened up, you can see the body language just a little different now, and in a good way for the high-speed hitters. A lot more smiles on the faces. And we're in for a good third set here, because this is the momentum swinger. Whoever gets a third set obviously will have a great advantage moving forward in this game number 2.
And you know, with PLDT equalizing the wins in sets, hindi na masyadong magmamatter yung game 1 eh. Kasi now, they're gonna stick to this game number 2. Patas na sila as Michelle Morente.
Wow.
Look at that beach volleyball move. She's played beach volleyball a couple of times, and you know, those tricks, not everyone can do that. Michelle Morente even surprised with how she managed to get that ball across.
Morente already matching her output of game number 1 with 9 points. And we're gonna see at least a 4-setter in this game number 2. Maizo Puntillas, dug by Di Maculangan. Mendrez, one-handed dig for Cheng. That's good enough for a second touch. Chance ball coming up for the high-speed hitters. Rhea to Mitch. Cruz with the dig. Maizo Puntillas, cross-court. Di Maculangan again picking it up. Long rally to start set number 3, and Morente back-to-back points to kick things off in the third set.
Well, this is what confidence do to you. Talagang kahit dalawa yung blockers ni Morente, she didn't mind. She was just really all out on that hit using the hands of Sotones. Actually, not the hands, the forearm talaga. And, you know, if you're going up against Morente, kailangan yung palad mo talaga yung nakapasok para more control. Because if it's your forearm, there's no control on that one.
Pancake save not good enough for Del Palomata.
Janelle Cheng and her court sense. When you look at her, she's always so chill. Na parang, you know, anytime pwede niyang ilabas yung mga ganyang tricks niya. But she decided to bring that out during a time na Kat Arado wasn't inside the court. Because there's a huge chance na Del Palomata wouldn't get to that.
Over-received by Jovi Prado. Maizo Puntillas. Kept alive by Prado. Mitch Morente has the hot hand. She sends that outside. There's a block touch.
Well, again, her points, I think 90%. I'm not solid on stats, but around 90% yung bola ni Mitch Morente. Sa mga pa-check niya talaga yan nakukuha. Look at her go.
Already with 11 points, Mitch Morente, the only player for the high-speed hitters in double digits. Sabete, single blocker, easily scores the kill.
Jonas Sabete relying on one of her advantages when it comes to volleyball, her innovation and her power.
Palma with 6. And 3 blocks. Serve to Morente. Arado trying to keep it alive. Look at the sacrifice of Kat Arado. And the rally continues because of her. 1-2 play. Kat Arado again in the middle of the defense. The fans are applauding her effort. Over-received by Cheng. Arado will play center this time. Mean Mendrez. Palma picking it up. Sabete into the net.
And hard work pays off for Kat Arado and the high-speed hitters. Imagine going beyond those lead posters just to keep that ball alive. And everyone in PLDT supported her. No? Talagang they made sure na they're gonna get that point after that effort from Kat Arado.
2-point lead for the high-speed hitters as Nicole Tiamzon in the game for the first time. Did not score in game number 1, but in their first meeting, she had 3 points. Mean Mendrez with 2 points, all scored in the second set. Chen Cruz with a good pass. Phillips tips it and scores.
Rhea de Macolangan running in opposite direction. She got a touch from that one, but no ball control.
Let's check in with Rain Tixon.
When I got to talk to PLDT team captain Mika Reyes, she told me that the team's mindset was just to focus on their game and not really dwell on their opponents. This went all throughout, both in the conference and here in the semifinals. And after their loss versus Petro Gazz in game 1, the high-speed hitters had to regroup and adjust, which also happened here in today's opening set. In the timeout, Coach Ralph reminded his squad na wag magmadali, along with specific reminders. The team was told to relax and just chill, which explains the change in both body language and outcome in set number 2. So let's see how this game pans out now that they're tied 1 set apiece, Eric and Mela.
All right, thank you, Rain. Well, is it usual that the players reflect the coach's demeanor? Because if there's one cool, calm, and collected coach in the All-Filipino Conference, that's got to be Coach Rodney Caport.
For sure, and even nung first set na ang laki ng lamang sa kanila, he did not show any signs of like getting rattled. You know, his name could easily be associated with rattled, but no signs of that at all for him. And syempre yun din yung na-adapt ng players niya, diba? And they managed to have that second set comeback.
Tiamzon scoring. Palomata sends it outside.
It's a bit too low for Del Palomata. Kanina pa actually, I've been noticing that the sets to her, hindi yung full advantage na reach niya yung naibibigay eh. So, let's see if they get to adjust in terms of connection.
Tempiatura digging the Palomata attack, and there's a block against Soltones. So the 2-point run of the Angels is over.
Rhea de Macolangan just really taking accountability for that block. And look at Del Palomata being late, but Rhea de Macolangan guarded Soltones really well.
1-point lead for the high-speed hitters. 6 serving 5. Not a good pass there for Maisa Puntillas. Underhand set. Soltones will attack. It's off the block. Mitch Morente let it go.
She was contemplating for a second, no, na bakit hindi niya kinuha after that touch. And I think nalito siya kung nasa ang court ba. Kasi kung sa kabila.
Yes, that was clearly off Del Palomata, and Mitch Morente, you can see, let it go. Palomata with a dump, kept alive by Puntillas. Soltones attacking. Arado diving for it again. Morente. Maisa Puntillas. Palma. A little tip there. Oh! Kat Arado, one of the more offensive liberos in the league.
Well, everybody knew the intention that she wanted to execute, no? She wanted to bring that ball doon sa may end line sa dulo ng court. Sasabit sa net, but nonetheless, it's still a point. And you know, even before that, she had that excellent dig there from the very powerful Soltones hit, and she's just really all over the floor for PLDT today.
Over received, and Mendrez makes it a 2-point cushion here for the high-speed hitters.
It's very nice that you have a very talented libero in Kat Arado, but she really is a leader, and you can feel it as PLDT now has a 2-point lead, and they go to the first technical timeout.
Gear up for even more intense volleyball as the 2023 Premier Volleyball League All-Filipino Conference enters the semifinals this March. Don't miss the action live and in high definition on One Sports Plus, available only on Signal Channel 261. Subscribe now and get up to 1,000 pesos in discounts. Visit your nearest Signal dealer or call 8888-5555 today. And this is several plays ago. Catarado, with no regard for her safety, just slams into the LED screen and saves the ball. Here's another angle. And she was even checking under her knee pads because she obviously slammed hard.
And you know, in our feature earlier, and look at the volleyball fans just clapping at Catarado.
Yeah.
Going back to that feature na she was interviewed, no, sabi nga niya yung mga sakripisyo. You know, those sacrifices come in and out of the court. And inside the court, that is what those are the kinds of sacrifices that she do.
Soltones stops the run by the high-speed hitters and scores.
Edsel Soltones really had to step up today, especially after the top scorer and Jonas Abet have been sat down by Coach Oliver Almagro.
Good receive on a hard serve by Prado. And another point.
Morente has been having a heyday with her spiking against Soltones. Kanina niya pag ginagamit itong kamay ni Edsel Soltones with her attacks.
13 points already for Mitch Morente. What a bounce back game for her after only scoring in single digits in game number 1. Back to a 2-point lead for the high-speed hitters. Soltones. Mendres trying to keep it alive. Will not complete the play.
No, they have got to have a solution for that because a lot of times when Del Palomata comes off from the serve, she gets targeted in terms of defense.
8 serving 9. Can the Angels complete the comeback here and tie the game? Oh, what timing there by Mika Reyes.
Well, that is what you call teamwork, no? Sumobra yung reception nitong ni Kat Arado, sinave ni Rhea de Maculangan, and look at Mika Reyes. She's always ready to back up her teammates, and they get the point. It's a 2-point lead for the high-speed hitters.
Coach Almagro sending over Aiza Puntillas and Remy Palma to Herbert Matematico, our first referee, to somehow argue the call. But how many times have we seen players win over the first referee? So it's a 2-point lead here for the high-speed hitters. Mitch Morente is serving. 1 set all. Aiza Puntillas outside.
Remy Palma telling the coaches not to call for any challenge.
Biggest lead right now for the high-speed hitters at 3 points. Morente, look at her numbers today. Janelle Chang to Chamzon. Coverage by Morente. Mean Mendres. Yes!
Successful game plan executed. Makikita mo talaga na nalilito na yung blockers nito. Look at Tiamzon and Palma almost going for Mika Reyes, and walang tumao masyado doon kay Mean Mendres. Petro Gazz is gonna regroup with this timeout.
Again, we have to be smart. Again, ulit. Eto si Mendres to nandito, dalawa to nandito. Take her out. Pangalawa, you have to keep on talking dito sa kanya, ha? Ngayon, dadalawa spiker. Okay, dadalawa spiker na kalaban. Again, Chami, walang quick, buwelo ng maayos. Okay, hanap ng area. Now, again, girls, bali ka ng bola, counter, we have to be ready. And we have to ask. Lalo na yung middle. Kailangan kayo, hindi na kayo binabantayan eh. Hindi na binabantayan. Nandun na agad sa dulo. Okay. Shin.
Hey, let's go, Petro Gazz!
Coach Oliver Almagro burning his first time out here in the 3rd set as they try to avoid this little run or stop this run by the high-speed hitters.
4-point lead. Isa pa sa challenge dito when these two teams go up against each other ay yung pag-aalaga ng lead, because in the first set we saw a 5-0 run by PLDT. In the second set naman, 6-0 run by Petro Gazz. So we know they're capable with those streak of points. But again, like I mentioned, yung errors na yan, malaki yung nagiging effect sa resulta. Dahil in terms of technical stats, lapit lang sila, especially in the second set. But those errors are what gave separation for PLDT after being committed by the Angels.
It's a 3-point game here in set number 3. Nice serve by Palma. Mika Reyes with the tip. Palma says it's mine. Jump set by Remy Palma. How often do you see that? Morente. Palma with a dig.
Remy Palma seemed to have done all things volleyball in this sequence.
Oh, and Mika Reyes finds the opening in the defense. Easily scores that kill.
And finally, a score for Mika Reyes, no? Dahil kanina, ang dami niya rin nakukuhang set doon sa harap ng setter, but always efficient with her running hits. Seems to like that better, and it works for her.
Second leading scorer right now, Mika Reyes with 6. Back to a 4-point lead for the high-speed hitters. Mayan Mendres with 4.
Ooh.
Pancake save, Shen Cruz. Could have been double contact. Yeah, it hit her face. But Chamzon couldn't save it anyway, so a point is moot.
Well, a great attempt from Shen Cruz, no? Dahil kahit malayo siya sa bola, she still went for that pancake. It was almost successful, but the point is going to go to PLDT as Mendres continues to serve.
Biggest lead right now of the high-speed hitters at 5 points. Chamzon off a combination play, scores off the block of Mika Reyes.
Seems like the first combination play for Petro Gazz this afternoon, if I recall correctly, but Chamzon is gonna be very efficient on that last hit. Masyadong nakasiksik yung kanyang blocker.
Good pass by Arado. Mika Reyes, dug by Soltones. Prado, Tempiatura picking it up. Chamzon, Arado right there. Prado once again, blocked by Phillips, saved by Arado. Prado again, yes!
The luxury of having Kat Arado on the floor. You know, with her as your teammate, alam mo na hanggat buhay pa talaga. Hindi basta-basta babagsak yung bola. And again, a lot of sacrifices from the defense of Kat Arado pays off for the whole PLDT squad.
Substitution here for the Angels as Des Clemente seeing action for the first time. She did not play in game number 1 and did not score in the first meeting between these two teams in the preliminary round. Service ace for Mika Reyes as the high-speed hitters starting to pull away here. 16-10, a 6-point advantage against the Angels, set number 3.
Huh? PLDT high-speed hitters carries on with their momentum here as we see Sir Ricky Palou in attendance in today's game. Should be proud with the great attendance today. A big back-to-back big games, no, and hoping to know who our finalists are after today's games. But let's see if there will be an extension to semifinals as the PLDT high-speed hitters enjoy a 6-point lead over Petro Gazz. Now in the second set, the same thing happened, but there was a run that was built on by the Petro Gazz Angels. But let's see if they get to replicate that and change the results towards the end game.
If Del Palomata and the high-speed hitters win today, there will be a game 3 to decide who goes to the finals. That's going to be on Thursday. If the Angels win today and take down Mika Reyes, the finals will start on Sunday. Service ace again for Mika Reyes as the tables have turned and the high-speed hitters have full control and are dominating the Angels right now in set number 3. Take a look.
Bumagsak lang yung bola, definitely.
And you
a
see
good floater.
in the defense, Mela, of the Angels, a lot of uncertainty, less communication.
Which was actually the case for PLDT in the first set, no? In terms of communication, sobrang ganda ng connection ng mga players ng Petro Gazz in the first set. Medyo nawala ng second set and now continuously hinahanap ulit nila yan. Getting back to that focus.
Sabete with 12, knocking that in and stopping the run of the high-speed hitters. But this is a considerable deficit for Sabete and the Angels, down by 6 late in set number 3. Prado, yes!
Oh. What a hit by Joey Prado.
And right now, Mela, the points are coming in easily for the high-speed hitters.
Yung intimidation nila medyo nawala na. Dalilang beses na sila nakalusot eh. Compared to nung first set, every time they try to go for the hit, na-check talaga or nabablock.
Back to a 7-point advantage for the high-speed hitters. Not a good pass. Shen Cruz with coverage. And Mendrez was right there in the back row. Palomata sending it over. Here comes Sultanes against 2 blockers. Rejected. Shen Cruz with coverage. Sultanes rises, blocked again, but it goes outside the point for the Angels.
Ganda ng sipag na pinakita doon ni Del Palomata, no, not really giving up on those block touches. But the point still gonna go to Petro Gazz.
Sultanes, that's her 8th point.
Great read from Shen Cruz as well. She's been all over the floor also for the Petro Gazz Angels, covering well.
Oh, the service outside for Des Clemente, who spent 4 years in Perpetual before transferring to La Salle on a 1-year stint. That was season 81. And then moving to the pros.
That was a crucial error from Des Clemente because, you know, that Sultanes point could have been a start of things for them.
Catarado with a jump set. Solid block by Palma, but coverage again. Why not by Catarado? Palma on a 1-2 play. Arado again. Mitch Morente rejected. Nothing coming through from the high-speed hitters. Man, Mendrez finally on an open block nails that one in.
You know what's ironic about that sequence? Itong PLDT, yung nagkakagulo sa defense. Pero yung parang na-stun ay itong Petro Gazz. And look at Mayan Mendrez not having any blocker at all. They didn't know what to do. Again, communication was a factor in that point that they lost that last sequence.
A timeout here for Coach Oliver Almagro. They're down by 8.
Papaluin. Hindi tayo pwede maghintay na kung anong, ito yung pattern. Hindi eh, situation, nandun yung bola eh. Kailangan magsalita, open. Okay, listen. Okay, nakakatake. Again, Gretch, wag masyado dito. Nakalak masyado, hindi siya makapenetrate dun kasi malaki si Del eh.
Okay.
So, kahit paano, ibitin mo ng konti kung gusto mo. Para at least makaganon siya. Now, gusto mo marami check out. Pag nandito, walang check out eh. Dito mo ng konti. Okay? Again ha, keep on talking, expect, read. We have to read, we have to read, we have to expect.
Okay, let's go!
Coach Oliver Almagro clearly showing frustrations from that last time out. And his team is down by 8 points here. Nabanggit natin, momentum is really on the side of the PLDT high-speed hitters. And it seems like the Petro Gazz Angels aren't responding well. And again, yung sense of urgency, sa kanila naman nawala.
You saw Benny Chang, former player from Ginebra, Sultanes with an error. And now this is the biggest deficit against the Angels. They are down by 9 and they have no more timeouts remaining.
Edsel Sultanes now struggling with her attacks. Kanina it was Jonas Sabeta, medyo nawala sa groove niya, sending the ball to the net.
Sultanes. Arado again. Palomata, what a dig by Maizo Pontillas. Great save by Remy Palma. Morente. Again, Maizo Pontillas, great defensively. Di Makulangan with coverage. Morente. And Tempiatura keeping it alive along with Sultanes. Chance ball for the high-speed hitters. Mendres from the middle, closes it out.
No, we can't help but look back at how Mayan Mendres struggled in the first set, diba? Not even knowing what to do anymore dahil kada gawin niya is either error or no huli. But we also emphasized how she was gradually picking up her confidence, and now look at the points that she's been doing, all from power hits.
6 points for Mendres. 4 scored here in the third set. She did not score in the opening set. This is the biggest lead now at 10 points for the high-speed hitters. Mendres, back-to-back points, 11-point cushion for the high-speed hitters.
I can't even imagine that she lost confidence because she was just dominant in that last hit. Take a look at that again. Pure wrist action, but a lot of power. 2 points away from getting the set. On the side of the Petro Gazz Angels, Maizo Pontillas have been displaying great defense, but they're having problems with offense. And right now, Gretzel Sultanes finding a solution, scoring a point, and cutting the lead to 10. It's still a big one.
Yep. Sultanes already with 9 off 8 attacks and 1 block. The tables have been turned here as Syed comes in to replace Janelle Cheng. Total control and total domination this time by the high-speed hitters. Up by 10. Third set after winning the second set. Di Makulangan. Palomata adjusts. What a dig by Syed. Here comes Sultanes. Prado picking it up. Palomata again. Another dig by Syed. Sultanes once again. Down the line. Yes.
Kita mo talaga yung ikot ni Sultanes in mid-air, trying to avoid Del Palomata, a very tall blocker. And look at the speed of her wrist. It's really avoiding Del Palomata, making up her errors earlier, but they're gonna need a lot more of those.
A little 2-point run for the Angels. Mendres. Sultanes again. Del Palomata with a kill block, and that's 10 set points for the high-speed hitters.
With that one, Sultanes can't avoid anymore. That was a well-penetrated and well-timed block. Let's look at the hands of Del Palomata already on the side of the Petro Gazz court.
After spraining her ankle in set number 2, a slight sprain, getting retaped, she's back, and her first kill block gives them 10 set points here in the third set. Palma, and a dunk by Reyes. Yes, that's it.
And, the win going to PLDT and not allowing Petro Gazz to make that run, that threat that they did in the second set. So completely the lead was with PLDT in this whole third set. things are getting more exciting between Game 2 of the match with the Petro Gazz Angels and the PLDT high-speed hitters. 25-14 in that set number 3, a back-to-back set win achieved by PLDT high-speed hitters. They just need one more win to extend their series against Petro Gazz and find out who's gonna go to the finals on Sunday. But set number 3, we mentioned how dominant the high-speed hitters were and displaying a lot of defense, of course, with Catarado leading the charge. And we mentioned about the sacrifices paying off for her and the whole squad. They're attacking also in full display there with, you know, Mean Mendrez finally getting back to her usual groove in terms of attacking. And, you know, itong Petro Gazz Angels naman clearly struggling in that set number 3. They couldn't rely on one single player, just like in the second set. In the first set, they had Sabeta being so consistent, Soltones being consistent, even Remy Palma, and a lot of names. But in the whole game today, this is the first set na lumamang itong PLDT in terms of attacks. So 15 attacks compared to 12 of Petro Gazz. But look at the aces and blocks. These are some of the departments where Petro Gazz also overpowered PLDT in the earlier sets, but now scoring 2 points from each department and only limiting their errors to just 2. Diba? So, ang ganda ng naging adjustments ng PLDT all throughout this game. Their stats are gradually improving. So, we are yet to find out as this set number 4 is their best set to play in this game yet, as they are having a pattern so far in this game number 2.
Well, for the high-speed hitters, after not leading at all in the first set, they led by 4 in the second set and led by as many as 11 in the third set. Meanwhile, it's inversely proportional for Grecia Soltones and the rest of the Angels, because after having a 14-point lead in the first set, they only led by 2 in the second set and didn't even take the lead in the third set. Loss, they lost by 11 in the third set, Mela.
So the question is PLDT gonna give Petro Gazz a taste of their own medicine the same way, the same kind of fashion they won in game number 1? Because in that game, PLDT won the first set.
Yeah.
And the rest went to Petro Gazz way. But right now, with the body language, with the ratings are going in terms of stats, it seems like PLDT is off to a better game here in game 2. And you mentioned how PLDT managed to limit their errors to just 2. Ito namang Petro Gazz, 13 errors already.
That goes outside.
Make that 14.
Wow. And just a, total reversal of roles for these two teams. As you see, Coach Raldo Ricafort, much better performance by his team in the last 2 sets. And obviously they're coming into this 4th set with a lot of confidence after beating the Angels by 11 in the 3rd set. Prado, dug by Cheng. Maizo Puntillas off the block, picked up by Mendrez. Combination play, Prado down the line, yes!
Jovi Prado really exuding confidence with how she's playing right now. She's been going to a lot of angles. She's been shifting her hits, up shot, cut shot, and those powerful hits in all angles. It's really working well for her.
Prado now with 8. Mean Mendrez with 7. 5 coming in the 3rd set. Serving 1. Set number 4. Over received. Chance ball here. Di Maculangan goes back to Prado. Yes! Same shot, same result for Jovi Prado.
Well, you asked me earlier, ano bang, nung down itong PLDT, ano bang kailangan nilang gawin? And again, it's that Rhea Di Maculangan magic that they need, and that's what they're getting right now. Single blocker against Prado, and she takes advantage of that.
Look at the game face of Jonas Sapete. She had 11 receptions in game number 1. Soltones picked up by Arado. Back to Prado. Prado has 9 already. Puntillas, yes!
You know the thing with my high sa Pontilla. She doesn't need to approach ng malayo. Basta makita niya may nakataas na bola, she could easily adjust. And just look at that dig by Shed Cruz. Hindi na siya naka-atras, she was just there. But yung kanyang talent, yung wrist action niya, yung contact niya sa bola has always been there.
Oh, smart play, Jovi Prado after 2 hard attacks down the line. This time, a little soft tip.
Well, we already mentioned the varieties of hits that Prado can offer. And she's just really being so creative all throughout the game.
And Jovi Prado with 10 already. She scored the last 3 points of the high-speed hitters here in set number 4. Cheng goes to Sotones. Prado again. Oh! Prado unstoppable. 4 straight points.
What a hit by Jovi Prado, finding the gap between the hands of Janelle Cheng and MJ Phillips. Ito yung sinasabi natin na confidence kasi hindi niya naman basta-basta makikita yan, yung gap na yan between the hands of the blockers. Talaga lang, she had that confidence para to go for it at paluin.
Mika Reyes, 3-point lead for the high-speed hitters. Phillips kept alive by Palomata. Prado with the tip. Phillips getting a touch. Phillips again. Cross court. Yes.
That was a low set for Phillips, but she's gonna take it. And that hit was actually long, but there was a touch on Michelle Morente. And the lead is now cut to 2. Derek, let's take note pala na yung 14 errors na binabanggit natin kanina on the side of Petro Gazz, those are other errors pa lang. But sa service line, they already had 18.
Wow.
So basically, 8 rather.
8.
So basically, 20 plus points na yung kanilang errors and the game is not even over yet.
Prado, this time goes cross court. Everything she touches turns into a point. Jovi Prado, what an excellent performance to start set number 4. Let's check in with Rain Dixon.
There were so many players in that Petro Gazz huddle talking and giving instructions, and you can't expect anything less from a veteran team. Coach Oliver also reminded the squad to dictate the pace at wag manggigil bumawi because it will only lead to more mistakes. He also told the squad to keep communicating, whether it be giving instructions or cheering each other on. Starting setter Janelle Cheng said, "Balik tayo sa sarili natin," while Remy Palma reminded the squad to take it 1 point at a time. Before the start of the 4th set, the players were talking to each other as they communicated their observations. Coach Oliver also stressed that they need to want it more. So let's see if they were able to address this as we return back to set number 4.
Well, thank you, Rain. Well, it seems they haven't because Jovi Prado is single-handedly killing the team. There's Phillips with a point, but these have been far and few between for the Angels. 6 points for Prado just here in the 4th set. She has 13 in total, and the last one was a kill block.
Great showing from Jovi Prado. She's gonna get one again.
No, the save is no good. So that's 7 straight points for Jovi Prado for the high-speed hitters, and they send us to our first technical timeout to set number 4, leading over the Angels.
Four-point lead being enjoyed by the PLDT high-speed hitters here in the 4th set, and the momentum continues to build up for them as Jovi Prado continues to explode for PLDT. Meanwhile, the Petro Gazz Angels still trying to find or go back to their rhythm in the 1st set or in game 1 even, as Mika Reyes fans finally enjoying the game, having a lot of hopes that the high-speed hitters are going to go to Game 3 on Thursday.
And with the way things are going and the way that Jovi Prado is playing, they have a huge chance of closing this out in 4 sets. Take a look at the fans streaming inside the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City, venue for game number 2 of the semifinals. we're going to be here on Thursday if there's a Game 3, so same venue. Plenty of seats for you guys. As early as about lunchtime, I'm driving by to the parking. There were so many people lined up already buying tickets for this game. So it's going to be a fun matchup later on between the Cool Smashers and the Cargo Movers.
Well, that's another story, you know. This game has proven to be interesting. That's another interesting game later on.
Oh, two players collide. Di Makulangan and Prado. Prado is limping. Palma gets it. Prado is wincing, but she seems to be okay. Contact was hard between her and Di Makulangan earlier.
Probably just the stress from the impact, but right now she's walking properly again.
And she's giving the thumbs up to Rhea Di Makulangan, who's asking her, "Are you okay?" Because we need you. Again, Prado, the last 7 points of the high-speed hitters coming from her in a variety of ways. There's a dig by Chi Saet, one of the oldest players on the floor. Mendrez. Yes, Mayan Mendrez finding the opening.
You know, Mayan Mendrez is gonna sleep tonight, feeling good knowing that she managed to come back from a very slow start in that first set. This should be a, you know, a good thing for her to come back.
8 points now for Mayan Mendrez. That's her first point in set number 4. 9 serving 5. Aiza Puntillas to Sabete. Morente, blocked by Sabete.
So Jonas Sabete have been quiet for a while, but this is such a good way to make your presence felt once again. A single block against Morente, something that itong si Gretzel Sultones struggled with in the third set. Ang dami na kong puntos sa kanya ni Michelle Morente.
Sabete, 13 points, 2 coming from blocks. Morente, down the line, Jelly Tempiatura picking it up. Sultones powers one in, it's kept alive by Prado. Mendrez, single blocker, oh, rejected, Aiza Puntillas. So back-to-back kill blocks for the Angels, they make it a 2-point game.
Well, they need a leader at this point. Sabi nga natin, sense of urgency, kailangan. We need someone who's gonna be present in the game. And Aiza Puntillas setting the example. Michelle Morente scores another one using the hands of Sultones. Sometimes, Eric, it's about the matchup din, no? Na parang, okay, nakakailan na si Michelle kay Gretzel, pero hindi pa rin nahuhuli all throughout the game. But when it's Sabete, she can pull off a single block against Momo.
And Morente, again, one of those players, just like Mendrez, a slow start in the opening set, but after a few errors, she came back, bounced back, and now has 13 already. There's Aiza Puntillas again.
No, Aiza Puntillas seems to have taken classes on masters in scoring, di ba? Kasi kahit na awkward na yung set sa kanya, she knows how to score those points and where to put the ball.
11 for Aiza Puntillas, but still a 2-point deficit against Rem Palma and the Angels here in set number 4. They are down 2-1. Mica Reyes scores.
Mica Reyes really liking that hit. See the reaction after. But there was a phase in this game she was inefficient. She gets set, but she does not get to convert. But you know, after that fourth set, she's had a couple of running hits, successful at them. Now she's being more efficient and having higher percentage in terms of her attacks.
Oh, bad pass there by Sabete. A push by Sultones, rejected by Di Makulangan. Saet sets it up back to Sultones. She uses the left hand, somehow finds a way to score off a cross-court hit.
Lucky shot. Kinaliwa na lang yan ni Sultones. But the defense of PLDT are all compressed in front. Not even Catarado could get to that ball. That was her area, no? Kaya lang masyadong nakapasok pa ito si Kat.
But so far, the Angels can only manage a 2-point run, and they're down by 4. Mica Reyes catches the line again. I mean, this has been the trend for the past 4 minutes.
Mica Reyes now also being a consistent contributor. Kanina, mostly from the wing spikers but you know, that's what you want. More people chipping in to finish things off.
Mika Reyes with 11 already. A block against one of the top blockers in the tournament, MJ Phillips. There is Soltones catching the line.
Petro Sultones, you know, finding that down the line area. She knew that Rhea de Maculangan was out of position. Wala siya masyado dun sa may bandang likod.
Soltones with 12. Tempiatura, right place, right time for the dig. Chance ball coming up for the high-speed hitters. Where does Di Maculangan go? Back to Prado, why not? There's Sabete waiting. Great save by Maizo Puntillas. Prado again. Tempiatura again saving it. Mendrez with the up. Palma, save. Tempiatura unable to keep it alive. And another point coming from a long rally for the high-speed hitters.
Great decision-making by Rhea de Maculangan. You know, the 2 times that she sent Jovi Prado, nakabantay na doon si MJ Phillips. And nung nakita niyang hindi talaga kumakagat kay Palomata, doon niya binigay. And it was a successful point for Del Palomata. And the Petro Gazz Angels are gonna call for yet another timeout.
Gumagalaw to. Now ask MJ to go there and then nandito tayo kay Jonah. Jonah, hit it! Attack with confidence. Kukuberan ka namin. We're doing good, Jelly. We're doing good. Wag lang magulat. Hey, dito ka. 1 point at a time. Hey, wag lang magulat. 1 point at a time. Nakaka-defense tayo. Now, Gretchen, Jonah, when you're here, you ask also here. Paminsan-minsan na. Kaya sa depensa.
Coach Oliver Almadro saying 1 point at a time. They're gonna need consistent points to stay close to PLDT because right now they're up by 2 sets and continues to lead here in the 4th set.
And I can see where Coach Almadro can get concerned. I mean, they've made a couple of runs, but all of them were up to 2. They've never been able to overhaul the 4-point deficit. Sabete, Arrado is one of the reasons why they can't get a series of points. Maizo Puntillas. Oh, and Mendrez let it go, and rightfully so, because that was long.
A great decision by Mean Mendrez to let that go, but Petro Gazz gonna call for a challenge. Might try their luck lang, no?
Yeah.
Maybe they could get something out from that.
Looked long from where we're sitting, so let's see if we misread the play. First challenge by the Angels here in set number 4. And right now they're trying anything. And just to get a point. Now it's clearly out.
Nalayo. Puntillas apologizing to Coach Oliver. They needed that challenge as well kasi nga anything they try to pull off hasn't been working or hasn't been working consistently.
Four-point lead now. Back to the biggest lead of the high-speed hitters in set number 4. Sabete down the line, dug up by Mendrez. Prado. Puntillas picks it up. Saet underhand set. Sabete again. And Prado. Jovi Prado off the block of Saet, and she scores again.
Jovi Prado, just a joy to watch in transition. She dug that ball. She's great in defense and she transitions for the attacks and smart enough to use the smaller blocker in Chi Saet versus MJ Phillips. And she gets yet another point here in the 4th set.
14
this
points.
This is definitely your set.
Yep, for Prado. A push there from Palomata, saved by Soltones. Arrado, what a great pass. Mitch Morente, yes!
That ball is in and Gretzel Sultones failed to move a little to get to that ball as the high-speed hitters enjoy a 6-point lead and the second technical timeout.
Back to the game, and we check out the tweets. So don't forget the hashtag PVL AFC 2023 from Aika. PLDT tayo today kasi gusto ko ng Game 3. Why not? That's a perfect explanation. Understandable.
Sabi naman ni Romel Alejo, I have a feeling that Petro Gazz will also win this game 2 against PLDT. They just have to be aggressive and focused in order to sweep the semis. Maizo Pontillas all the way. So yun nga yung nawawala no, yung being aggressive at yung focus. But sabi naman ni Mela Alberto, win for PLDT Cutie. Happy birthday, Tima. Oh, that's right. She's celebrating her birthday, so this might be the perfect gift, no?
Exactly.
Yun nga yung wish niya, sabi ko.
A perfect example of a birthday wish that could come true. We'll see. They are in control here, up by 6. Their biggest lead in set number 4 after winning by 11 in the 3rd set.
And as we know, the volleyball fans always love the thrill. So Game 3 is always welcomed by our fans.
That's a lift, clearly, for Sabete.
Tagal hinawakan yung bola. And clear violation against Jonas Sabete.
How big are the hands of Jonas Sabete to be able to palm the ball?
You know, minsan magugulat ka, no? Kahit yung mga maliliit na players, pagka tinignan mo yung palad, malalaki talaga.
Saed, back to Sabete with the tip this time. Prado, he's been unstoppable here in set number 4. Back row, Saltones. Arado chasing it down. Saed with a 1-2 play. Arado from the same outside. And now Prado with the tip. An easy point for the high-speed hitters.
You know, I'm gonna say this again. All the sacrifices and all the efforts of Arado always pay off big time for them. Nakita mo, hinabol niya pa yung isang bola. Siya yung nag-second ball dun sa may end line. Tapos siya din yung nag-cover nitong drop shot ni Chisaet. And right now, an 8-point lead. Big props to their leader libero in Kath Arado.
Ate mo na.
Alam ko next server na dapat si MJ.
Yeah.
Dito na siya.
Okay. Again. Girls, look, Jelly, buhay yung bola eh. Live ball, attempt tayo ng attempt. Attempt pa rin ng attempt, Jonah ha. Attempt pa rin ng attempt. Tsagayin natin, tingnan natin sa tayo abutin. Keep up the momentum. Okay? Girls, we are challenges. Taga lang. Yung chance ball, look. Chance ball. Kuhain na natin. Chance ball, Ate Chi ha. Ate Jelly, go. Yes, let's go.
Go, let's go! Walang titigil! Angels!
Well, Remy Palma still smiling, but not much to smile about for the Angels. They lost the last 2 sets after winning in dominant fashion in set number 1. They lost by 11 in the 3rd set, and right now they're down by 8. This is the biggest lead of Jovi Prado and the rest of the high-speed hitters coming off a 6-0 run. And you were mentioning, Mela, that majority of the reasons why the high-speed hitters are on top is because of Kat Arado. 26 digs, 12 receptions in the game so far.
And you know, you mentioned no, kung ano ba yung parang pag-leader ka, ano ba yung in-expect sa'yo? It's to lead by example. Kasi mas ginaganahan na yung teammates nila knowing na there's someone in your team willing to hit yung mga harang or like go for that long run para lang ma-save yung bola. So it's gonna also entail a lot of effort out from your teammates. And just look at everyone on the floor of PLDT celebrating, really enjoying the moment as Michelle Morente gets another point. And there were a lot of confusing rallies between the two teams na nagbibigay na lang ng bola on the first touch. But Michelle Morente is gonna finish things off, getting their 19th point.
Sabete will sit down. Chami Chamzon is back in the game. You saw Mika Reyes earlier on the bench. She hasn't even seen much action here in set number 4. Only 2 points in the 4th set. She has 11 in total, but I don't think she's going to see any more action here because her team is clearly in control. Up by 9. Saet to Tiamzon. Block. Saved by Jelly Tempiatura. Oh, a smart play. Second point for Kat Arado, along with 26 digs and 12 receptions. She's done everything today for the high-speed hitters.
And look at the volleyball fans, truly in awe with with the talent of Kat Arado. Sabi nga niya sa interview, pagpatulog-tulog kayo, patay kayo sa amin. And we've been mentioning about players being present in the game, and that's exactly how Kat Arado is playing today, making her presence felt. Just look at her go again.
What a dig there, but that was a little over-received, and Jamzon knew what to do with it right away.
You know, Kat Arado has that impact na kahit open yung block sa cross-court, mag-hesitate ka eh. Doon ka ba dadalhin?
Yeah.
Kasi she would always be ready to cover.
Good serve. Palomata. Yes! And right now, high-speed hitters in cruise control down the stretch here in set number 4. And unless something miraculous happens, the Angels, they don't look like they have a shot in game number 2.
The efficiency formula of the PLDT high-speed hitters are in full effect today. Great defense in both reception and digging by Kat Arado. Rhea de Maculangan having a lot of good decisions in terms of ball distribution, and the spikers just really delivering.
Palma off the block of Mendrez. She's a little disappointed because she had it.
Alam mo, the coaches, naririnig ko dito sa gilid, sabi kay Mean, unahan mo na. Kasi pag si Remy Palma, nauna sa'yo sa taas at sinabayan mo lang siya sa ere, mas malaki yung porsyento na makakapunto siya.
Service just outside Kat Arado. Even the intangibles like making the right decision, letting the ball go.
She seems like a playing coach, no? Uniform na lang ang kailangan, but grabe, her volleyball IQ, her assertiveness with her teammates, truly a good player and a good leader.
There's a challenge. You saw assistant coach Timmy Santo Tomas raising the ball in, ball out again. The Angels reaching for anything in order to get the point because they can't get any via their attacks. It's been all PLDT here in set number 4. That was a quick review. Here we go. Just outside, unsuccessful challenge for the Angels.
The Petro Gazz just had to try.
Yeah.
We're 3 points away from having this game credited to PLDT. So, lahat ng kaya nilang ilabas pang kontra, kailangan na nila ilabas.
Jesse De Leon is back in the game, and Mika Reyes is back as well in front and wants to finish strong in this game number 2. Soltones, underhand set for Saed.
Oh.
And a rare miscue on the receive by Jesse De Leon.
Well, we still have a comfortable lead here, and you know, Petro Gazz could still come back from this if they would be as flawless as possible, di ba?
Good pass by Prado. Here comes Morente. A block. Coverage by Di Maculangan. Mendrez will attack. Score again.
But everything just working well for PLDT. And, you know, those coverages are also very important for them dahil alam nila eh na blocking sa nag-advantage itong Petro Gazz. So they're really exerting extra effort in terms of their coverage para hindi ma-demoralize. Kasi iba yung feeling pag nabablock eh. So they're trying to do something for that as Erica Santos and Wendy Semana is on the floor right now.
9 points now for Mean Mendrez. Semana serving. Santos scored 2 points in their limited minutes on the floor earlier. Palma scoring on a cross-court attack.
What a creative play by Chisa at Maiso Pontillas. Entering for the back wing and Remy Palma with the runner. And they deliver.
Maybe a case of too little, too late for the Angels here. They're down by 9. Meanwhile, the high-speed hitters 2 points away from winning game number 2 and tying the series at 1 game all. Semana. There's a block by Phillips. So a mini run here by the Angels.
That was too low for Mika. I feel like that ball did not even cross the net. Pero walang tawag, kaya hindi nagtuloy itong PLDT. But few points saved by Petro Gazz.
Palma looking for a target. 15 serving 23. Another shot, same angle, same result. Mayan Mendres now in double digits with 10 points.
Alam mo, itong si Mayan Mendres, no blocker, pero kasi kahit si Kat Arado yung mag-set, kailangan mo tandaan na she has high ball control. So parang sinet rin niya ng setter. Very calm yung lipad ng bola. So the spiker would always be comfortable in hitting, as Mayan Mendres already in double digits, as you mentioned, is off to serve.
This is 9 match points, and that's it. Wow. What a turnaround here. After losing by 11 in the first set, the high-speed hitters turn the tables around Mela and dominate in the next 3 sets.
A comeback completed, and it was a well-fought game for the high-speed hitters. Meanwhile, it was sort of like a meltdown, no? Para dito sa Petro Gazz Angels, they started really strong, pero biglang nagsimula sa mga maliliit na inconsistencies, na errors, and of course, with that comes the confidence of the PLDT high-speed hitters, and they just took advantage of all the opportunities given to them. And now we're going to Game 3 on Thursday.
High-speed hitters using a 13-5 run towards the end of set number 4 to dominate and to take this game away from the Angels via a 10-point win in set number 4.
You know that
You mentioned this, Mela. The first game and the second game of this semifinals identically the same, but just twisted around.
different result. Same fashion, different result. As we take a look at our scoreboard, 25-15 in the fourth set, 25-14 in the third, 25-23 in the second, 25-14 in the first. So, you know, Petro Gazz entering Game 2 today, carrying over the momentum that they had in Game 1, but unable to sustain it. And PLDT just really worked hard to get this game from them and, you know, keep their finals hopes alive as they go on a Game 3 on Thursday.
4 players in double digits for the high-speed hitters. They are led by Morente with 16, 15 for Prado, 11 for Reyes, Mendres with 10. But it's not the scorers who will get player of the game honors. And we're waiting to get the interview of our player of the game. It's obviously Kat Arado, but she's cramping up.
Oh.
She is right now on the floor getting some medical treatments, getting stretched. But she deserves all the accolades with the kind of performance she put on the floor today. Those numbers plus 2 points.
Yeah. And, you know, the intangibles, sabi nga niya, she's very upfront when it comes to taking the leadership role, pagkakausapin mga teammates niya, kung anong kailangan nila marinig, yun ang sasabihin niya. And definitely, she's doing good. She's doing a good job motivating her teammates. And like we mentioned, she's also leading by example.
Yeah.
He's cramping on the side right now, but that just goes to show how much work she put in this afternoon. Sabi ko nga, parang naka-rollerblades itong si Kat Arado, going from one side to the opposite side and still covering a big chunk of the defense of PLDT.
And it seems to be okay now. So we'll get to the interview with Rain Tixon is ready. Rain, go ahead.
First of all, happy birthday, Ate Rhea. But Kat, sobrang ganda ng performance mo today. Earlier, sinabi mo sa akin na gagawin mo lahat para ma-ease yung tension ng mga spikers. But you did so much more than that. Paano mo nagawa at hindi napagod all throughout the game?
Siguro kasi grabe yung tiwala ng binibigay ng mga coaches sa amin, lalo na yung mga teammates ko. So, yung sacrifices na ginagawa namin everyday sa training, ginagawa ko lang din na para ibalik sa kanila, lalo na sa mga coaches, management din.
Siyempre, yung first set nyo, medyo nahirapan kayo to get your points. Paano ka hindi nagpadala sa mga emosyon ninyo?
Siguro kasi, nag-e-enjoy pa rin kami. Yun nga, sabi nga nila Coach Rad sa amin na kahit down kami ng ilang puntos or set, kaya pa namin bumawi. So, pinangkakapitan namin yung tiwala na binibigay ng coaches.
Ngayon naman yung birthday girl, Ate Rhea. First of all, happy birthday. Ikaw naman, paano paano yung game plan ninyo? Paano mo na-distribute yung bola ng maayos? Paano ka nakalaro ng maganda on your birthday mismo?
Actually, nagtulungan lang talaga yung bawat isa. Wala na akong kailangan problemahin, basta may first ball kami, tsaka may killer instincts yung mga kasama ko, walang problema. So, madali na yung trabaho ko.
Alright, now, do you have a message to your fans watching at home or here in our venue?
Unang-una, gusto naming magpasalamat sa management na laging nandyan sa amin, sumusuporta. Lalo na yung family ko na nasa Iligan, and then family ng mga teammates ko and coaches. And sa lahat ng po, and sa boyfriend ko na nanonood, thank you.
Gusto ko pong magpasalamat una kay Boss MVP, kay Sir Alpan Lilio, kay Sir Jude, kay Sir Baji, kay Miss JV, kay Sir Irwin, and sa lahat po ng mga naniniwala sa team namin, maraming salamat po.
Alright, that was our winners for today's match-up, Kat Arado and Rhea de Maculangan.
Thank you, Rain. Congratulations to Kat Arado for a great performance today and for the rest of the team. And happy birthday again, Rhea de Maculangan.
Well, makikita natin yung ating match statistics, 54 compared to 51 in terms of attacks. Konti lang yung difference, but you know, look at the errors of Petro Gazz, 26, almost doubling the errors committed by the high-speed hitters. So again, it shows the inconsistencies that they had in this game. Now they have the chance, the opportunity to bounce back on game number 3 on Thursday, but you know, this day today is really owned by the PLDT high-speed hitters.
Well, this series is tied at 1 game apiece. Angels winning game number 1. The PLDT high-speed hitters coming back after losing the first set to win this in 4 sets. So we see a game 3 on Thursday. We already have one. Will we have another here? Can the Cool Smashers close it out against the Cargo Movers? Thanks to our director, Al Neri, for Rain Dixon, my partner, Mela Tunay, and Eric Tipan. It's a big win by the high-speed hitters in 4 sets against the Angels. That game number 3 is on Thursday. Watch this, game number 2, Cool Smashers, Cargo Movers, next on One Sports.